evening and welcome to Wyke Regis TV Saturday evening news. It's just gone 6 o'clock and it's Saturday the 23rd of November. And I've just realised before going live that I forgot to queue up the pictures for the news stories tonight, so there won't be any pictures accompanying our stories. I do apologise for that this evening. And in the news this week, Dorset Council has been awarded a 5-star rating for Best Start in Life pathway for young children with additional needs. As a result, children in Dorset will benefit from top-tier support through the Best Start in Life pathway, a programme designed to aid young children with additional needs. This pathway has recently earned a prestigious 5-star registration status from the National Portage Association. The success of this programme is a testament to Dorset's dedicated Best Start in Life advisors who collaborate closely with early year settings, health visiting teams, speech and language therapists and schools to provide a comprehensive support service to children and families. The programme was developed with invaluable insights from parent carers whose feedback was essential in shaping the initiative. Ongoing follow-up with and additional feedback opportunities will be available to parent carers, ensuring the programme remains responsive to their needs and as effective as possible. Amanda Davis, who's the Corporate Director for Education and Learning at Dorset Council, said, "We're incredibly proud of this achievement, which recognises the positive impact of our partnership with families and our commitment to delivering high-quality services across Dorset. The benefits of the new Best Start in Life programme are personalised support. Working with community partners, Dorset Council provides families with valuable information, advice and guidance to support each child's development. Specialised assistance where support extends to both homes and early years settings, ensuring children with additional needs and disabilities receive the care they deserve. Community-based services based on 6 localities, bringing local expertise and support directly to Dorset communities, and high-quality education and childcare, where the council supports early years settings to help them meet and maintain Ofsted good or outstanding standards. Now, if you want more information on Dorset Council's Best Start in Life pathway, you can contact the Family Support and Advice line on 01305 228 558, that's 01305 228 558, or just search on Google for Dorset Council Best Start in Life, and that will take you to the relevant council page. Now, the Dorset General Practice Alliance have launched a survey asking people in the county how confident they feel about managing their own health, when to self-treat illnesses, and the type of information people find useful. The Alliance, which represents all general practice surgeries in the county, will use the information to help surgeries better understand and support patients' needs for feeling well and knowing what to do with minor illnesses. The survey went live on Monday, which also was the start of National Self-Care Week, an awareness week organised by the Self-Care Forum. This year, the week focuses on promoting mind and body self-care for communities, families and generations. Ian Gore, who's the patient and public lead at the Dorset Alliance, said, "We want people to know what to do when they feel unwell. This might be by managing symptoms of a minor illness at home, coping with a long-term health condition, or generally wanting to feel healthier in everyday life." The survey will help general practice surgeries get a sense of what their population needs in the way of support and help them focus their efforts on the right things. He goes on to say, "We would be grateful if local people could complete our short, confidential survey. It should only take about 5 minutes. All answers are anonymous and you could help to make a positive difference to healthcare services. You've got until the 18th of January to give your views on the survey. And to find out more and complete the short survey, if you go to the Alliance webpage, which is www.dorsetgpalliance.co.uk, www.dorsetgpalliance.co.uk. And I did the survey a little earlier today, and it actually took me under 2 minutes. It literally is about 5 or 6 questions and very, very simple to complete. Now, Weymouth's neighbourhood plan was endorsed at this week's full Weymouth Town Council meeting on Wednesday. It will now be submitted to Dorset Council, who will put it out to public consultation early in 2025, and this will provide a further opportunity for Weymouth residents to have their say on it. The plan and consultation comments will then be sent for independent examination. The examiner will check that the plan is compliant with the national and local policy, that a proper process has been followed, and consider the consultation responses and whether changes to the plan are necessary. The last stage is a referendum where residents will vote yes or no on whether they support the plan. To view the plan and the changes that were made to the plan following the previous feedback, visit the neighbourhood plan section of the Weymouth Town Council website. So if you just go and search for Weymouth Town Council and look for the neighbourhood plan section, you will find all of the information there. The full council meeting was held at the Hotel Rembrandt on Dorchester Road to allow more members of the public to attend. 16 members of the public spoke about the plan before councillors debated it and made their decision. Now, last weekend, there was a large protest against the Portland waste incinerator. The protest took place on Weymouth seafront. That was on Saturday, the 16th of November. A crowd of several hundred people gathered by the Jubilee clock and listened to speeches from local councillors, including Weymouth Mayor and Portland Councillor Paul Kimber. Those attending made it clear of the weight of opposition to the waste incinerator from local people. The protest meeting was also supported by members of the Great Britain sailing team, including some Olympians who train at the National Sailing Academy and on the waters of Portland Harbour, right on the doorstep of where the incinerator is planned to be built. The planning application for a waste incinerator on Portland had previously been rejected by the local planning authority, Dorset Council, but more recently that decision was overturned by the government, who gave the green light for the scheme to go ahead. Dorset Council leader Nick Ireland has also released a statement in which he says he is disappointed in the reply he has received from government regarding the proposed Portland incinerator development. His statement reads, Councillor Ireland has now received a reply for Rashana Ali MP responding to his letter to the Right Honourable Angela Rayner MP. Councillor Ireland goes on to say, needless to say, I'm disappointed with the response. The government appears to have now washed its hands of this serious concern, stating that neither the Inspector nor the Secretary of State has any further role in the matter. My suggestion to look at carbon capture methods to mitigate the incinerator's emissions was also ignored. As shown from the scale of this weekend's demonstration, the people of Portland clearly do not welcome this incinerator. Dorset Council stands by its original planning decision to refuse this application, and we will continue to look at ways we can try to stop this unwanted development from proceeding. Now, Dorset Police and partners are encouraging communities to take a stand against antisocial behaviour and highlight the actions that can be taken to tackle it during a special week of targeted action this week. Antisocial Behaviour Week has been running since Monday and it finishes tomorrow. Throughout the week, officers and police community support officers across Dorset have been visiting antisocial behaviour hotspots, speaking to schools and businesses, and holding community drop-in events, as well as posting on social media. They say that there are three main categories of antisocial behaviour. That's personal antisocial behaviour, and this is when a person targets a specific individual or group. Nuisance antisocial behaviour, this is when a person causes trouble, annoyance or suffering to a community. Environmental antisocial behaviour, and this is when a person's actions affect a wider environment, such as a public space or building. According to recent Dorset Police figures, antisocial behaviour is continuing to fall across the county. Reports of personal antisocial behaviour have fallen 39%. Nuisance antisocial behaviour has fallen by 19%, and environmental antisocial behaviour has fallen by 27%, all since 2022. Dorset Police is encouraging members of the public not to suffer in silence if they experience antisocial behaviour. They are encouraged to report it, and together we can help keep these numbers down. That's what Dorset Police say. You can report antisocial behaviour at the Dorset Police website, www.dorset.police.uk, or you can call Dorset Police on 101. And of course, as always, if there is a real emergency where life is at risk or a crime is currently being committed, then you should always dial 999. Now, if the police are not able to deal with your complaint directly, they will give you advice on which local agency can help and how to contact them. The police and other local agencies have a variety of different powers to tackle antisocial behaviour. As a guide, local councils deal with abandoned vehicles, graffiti and fly posting, damage to public property, rubbish and fly tipping, noise including loud music, noisy neighbours, parties, alarms, animals and noise from pubs and clubs. And if you want more information on antisocial behaviour from Dorset Council, then you can go to the Dorset Council website and search for antisocial behaviour, or if you want the full address, it's www.dorsetcouncil.gov.uk/anti-social-behaviour. Now, families across Dorset are being asked to share their views to help shape an offer of improved support delivered through family hubs. Dorset Council is launching a public consultation to gather feedback on how it plans to evolve the new family hub model, which may see some changes to the current network of children's centres across the county. This development aims to enhance support for families by providing improved access to services across more community spaces. Family hubs will provide support for families with children and young people aged from 0 to 25, offering services both through physical locations and an online platform. This approach will allow Dorset Council to work more closely with community organisations, improving the availability of information and support for families. As part of this change, Dorset Council proposes repurposing some of its existing children's centre buildings to bring them in line with the family hub model and to offer improved services. This may also involve relocating services to some different community venues. Dorset Council say they are committed to listening to the voice of local families, making sure the proposed changes reflect their needs and wishes. The consultation they're running started on the 21st of November and it runs right the way through to the 21st of February. Now, if you want to participate in the consultation, you can go to the special Dorset Council consultation website at consultation.dorsetcouncil.gov.uk. That's consultation.dorsetcouncil.gov.uk. Or you can visit your nearest children's centre or family hub and pick up a physical hard copy of the consultation to fill in. If you want more information on what family hubs offer and where they are, then again go to the Dorset Council website and look for family hubs. And the full website address is www.dorsetcouncil.gov.uk/family-hubs. Now, the government is delivering funding to ensure better bus services across the southwest, with £83 million of government funding to support buses being ploughed into the region through to 2026. The allocations confirmed this week by the Transport Secretary, Louise Haigh, marks a further step in the government's mission to deliver growth across the country. Areas like Devon, Dorset and Swindon are among those receiving funding to improve buses for passengers at a level that is unprecedented in recent years. Every region in England will benefit from the funding, but those areas which have been historically underserved are being particularly prioritised. The funding settlement will mean many more urban areas will be able to maintain their high levels of service, while other areas will be able to offer more services. It represents a record level of recent investment for bus improvements for the majority of areas, alongside once-in-a-generation reform to deliver London-style bus services to every corner of the country. The investment has been designated to enhance popular routes, protect rural services and increase bus use for shopping, socialising and commuting. Transport Secretary Louise Haigh said, "For far too long, the South West has been suffering from unreliable service, with buses hugely delayed or not even turning up at all. This funding kickstarts the bus revolution to bring an end to the postcode lottery of bus services, drive economic growth and make sure people have proper access to jobs and opportunities." There we go, good news for bus services. Now, Dorset Council is looking for land as it launches a call for sites in 2024. The council is inviting landowners to submit land for consideration as part of the Dorset Council local plan. The deadline for submissions is the 20th of December. The initiative seeks land with potential for housing, employment and accommodation for gypsies, travellers and travelling show people. Submissions will be evaluated based on their suitability for proposed use, looking at relevant planning policies, site characteristics and any supporting information or evidence provided. The viability of development and any potential limitation on land use will also be considered. Landowners should note that sites previously submitted to Dorset Council under a previous call for sites should not be resubmitted unless there have been any material changes such as alterations in site extent or intended use. Now, if you've got any inquiries on this call for sites, please contact the planning policy team, and you can do this on the telephone on 01305 838334. That's 01305 838334. Or you can send them an email to planningpolicy@dorsetcouncil.gov.uk. planningpolicy@dorsetcouncil.gov.uk. Now, extensive works to the roof spaces at Dorset's County Museum in Dorchester has been given permission to go ahead. Dorset Council has backed the application to refurbish and replace much of the main roof, including replacing fibre cement slates with natural slates. Water leaks from the roof have been causing damage to some internal areas for some time. Museum officials will now have to try and secure the funding for the works, which could not be completed when the building was revamped in 2021 in that multi-million-pound grant-backed scheme. The programme includes replacing lead flashings, roof valleys, parapet gutters and lead and copper cladding to dormer windows, as well as repairs to the decorative Victorian gallery windows. Repairs and repointing to chimneys and parapet walls will also be undertaken. Now, whether or not the museum roof works can be funded, we'll find out in the spring, but they are desperately there trying to seek funding now to go ahead and do this much needed roof work. Now, you can remember your loved ones this Christmas by supporting the Weldmar Hospice Care Light Up a Life event at Lodmore Country Park on Sunday, December the 8th at 5 p.m. During the service, you'll have the opportunity to decorate a light in memory of a loved one and place it on one of the Light Up a Life trees. There will also be the chance to join in singing some traditional carols, listening to poetry, and to take part in a time of reflection. By dedicating a light, you'll also be supporting the work of the Weldmar Hospice Care with your donation. And finally, in tonight's headlines, we've mentioned it before, but just letting you know as we're coming right up to that time now, parking will be free in a number of car parks managed by Dorset Council on various dates in the run-up to Christmas. The offer is running in the council's car parks in Bedminster, Blandford, Bridport, Corfe Castle, Dorchester, Ferndown, Gillingham, Lyme Regis, Shaftesbury, Sherborne, Sturminster, Newton, Wareham, Weymouth and Wimborne. It includes a Small Business Saturday on the 7th of December when the council take part in the national campaign to support small businesses in our towns. Details of all the car parks and free parking dates can be seen on Dorset Council's website, and if you just search for Dorset Council Christmas Parking, then you will find a list of all those towns and all the car parks when you can park free in the run-up to Christmas. In the participating Dorset Council car parks, the Just Park app and the ticket machines will be set to no charge. So if you don't know that they're free and you try and pay for them, it won't let you. I think previously you may have actually been able to pay even when you didn't need to. So that is a welcome change as well. Other providers such as town councils may also be offering parking in the run-up to Christmas. Please check the car park's charges boards and ticket machines for details. But please be aware that on-street parking charges and private car parking charges will still apply. And that's the end of the headlines tonight. It's now time in tonight's programme to go over to Andrew Wright for this week's film review and preview.
Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This weekend, the feature film adaptation of Wicked arrives in cinemas. The film is just the first part in a two-film adaptation of the Broadway musical. The film stars Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande and is set in Oz before Dorothy's arrival and revolves around the green-skinned Elphabaz, however you say that, studies at Shiz University and at the beginning of her path to becoming Wicked Witch of the West, as well as her unlikely friendship with a classmate who will eventually become Glinda, the Good Witch of the North. The film also stars Jonathan Bailey, Peter Dinklage, Michelle Yeoh, and Jeff Goldblum. So it's a pretty stacked cast. The film is directed by John M. Chu, who has famously directed Now You See Me Too, Crazy Rich Asians, and In the Heights. I didn't like In the Heights, but anyway. The film's around 2.5 hours long, so it's quite hefty. And I've heard it leaves off quite naturally for the second part, which will come out this time next year. So this first film has received over 90% positive reviews from critics who praise the pairing of Erivo and Grande. Wicked is in cinemas now, and I thought the trailer was quite interesting, so go check it out. So, digging back into my bag of reviews from the beginning of the month, the anime movie Haikyuu The Dumpster Battle was released on streaming for the first time, where I watched it. The film is a Japanese anime film and is a direct sequel to the anime TV show, specifically Season 4, To the Top, and this movie serves as part one of the conclusion of the anime, the conclusion of the story. So the film features an ensemble cast primarily led by Ayumu Murasa, Kaito Ishikawa, Yuki Kaji, and Yuichi Nakamura, all very famous anime voice actors with quite impressive resumes, each of them. And the film revolves around the first ever official volleyball match between Karasuno High School and Nekuma High School in the third round of the Spring Volleyball Nationals, was picking up directly from the end of Season 4, with everything on the line for both teams, but primarily focusing on the friendly rivalry between the lead character, Shoyo Hinata, and his friend Nekuma Kenma Kozume, so affectionately titled the Dumpster Battle. What I really liked about this film is that it appeals so heavily to the fans, and there's plenty of moments that just fans of the characters will enjoy, and the acting was really great. It's a film for the fans, mainly because it's part of the end. So I gave the film 4 stars out of 5. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I will be talking about Moana 2 and the indie horror film Cuckoo. Now I'm back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you very much there, Andrew, for this week's film review and preview, and we'll look forward to being back with Andrew next week. It's now time in this week's programme for the Saturday evening weather forecast from the Met Office. And I'm sure this is not going to be too exciting news, knowing what we've had this weekend and what's still to come. And this week we are joined by Greg Dewhurst.
Hello. Storm Bert remains in charge of our weather at the moment, bringing strong winds, heavy rain across many parts of the UK. Met Office warnings remain in force over the next 24 hours or so, and you can see it on the pressure pattern. It just sits to the northwest of us, tightly packed isobars indicating strong winds. Strong winds particularly around the coast and across the northwest later as we head into Sunday as well. So do be prepared for some travel disruption through the rest of the weekend and into the beginning of next week, as Bert is only slowly going to push away. And we can see through this evening time a cloudy end to the day, outbreaks of heavy rain across many parts of the country. This combined with some melting snow across parts of northern England, Scotland, will lead to some further flooding in places. The winds remain strong, gusts of 50-60 miles an hour or so around some coasts, perhaps easing for a short time across parts of Northern Ireland, central southern Scotland, and overall overnight it does remain unsettled, further outbreaks of rain. Temperatures exceptionally mild, particularly across England and Wales, 13 to 15 Celsius as minimums. This is in fact well above where they should be during the day at this time of year. Temperatures also reaching double figures by the end of the night across into Scotland, Northern Ireland, around 8 or 9 Celsius. Here, bright start today, blustery showers, this spreading into parts of Scotland too, some sunshine, but a cloudy picture across much of England and Wales. Outbreaks of heavy rain pushing north and eastwards through the day, particularly across the West Countries and southern parts of Wales, some local disruption possible. Perhaps some bright spells to the southeast of England here and to the north of it as well, seeing some brighter spells. However, as the centre of Bert edges closer to northwest Scotland, the Highlands and Islands here, the winds pick up 60-70 miles an hour. Met Office warnings out for the winds here through Sunday as well. So there could be some disruption through the rest of the weekend, so it is worth staying up to date with the latest travel advice and also our warnings on our website as well. Temperatures reaching around 15-16 Celsius across much of England and Wales. Again, double figures further north, Northern Ireland and Scotland, 11-12 Celsius above where they should be for the time of year. Into the evening time, further heavy rain pushing eastwards across England and Wales, followed by something drier but blustery showers quickly following in. It stays windy for many of us, particularly across northern parts of Scotland. Gales to severe gales here, and temperatures overnight just dipping a little lower, back into single figures. But again, these are around daytime temperatures for the end of November. Monday is going to be an unsettled day. Early rain pushing its way eastwards across southeast England, followed by sunny spells and heavy showers. Heaviest showers and most frequent showers across the north and west of the UK. The showers also turning back to snow over the high ground of Scotland later as colder air starts to dig back in. Still mild across England and Wales, but temperatures down compared to Saturday and Sunday, 11 or 12 degrees, back into single figures across many northern parts, so just feeling a little chillier. So there's a lot going on with our weather as we move through the rest of the weekend and into the beginning of the week as Storm Bert slowly pushes its way eastwards. It is worth staying up to date on our social media channels and our YouTube channel as well. See you again soon.
Thank you very much there, Greg, for the weekend national weather forecast there from right up to the minute on a Saturday evening. Obviously not good weather on the horizon. Looking at the week ahead, well, I'm afraid the rain is a major feature through to the middle of the week. But as Greg said there, temperatures very, very mild for this time of year. But we're going to have wind and rain, hopefully clearing up by the middle of the week and maybe a brighter weekend next weekend. Let's hope. Now, turning to our What's On this weekend. First of all, starting as usual with Weymouth Pavilion. Tomorrow, the 24th, the Simon and Garfunkel story. 28th of November, Rhythm of the Dance Christmas Special. 29th of November, Go Your Own Way, the Fleetwood Mac Legacy. 30th of November, ELO again. 7th of December, Roy Orbison story. 8th of December, Whitney, Queen of the Night. More information on those and many, many other shows at the Weymouth Pavilion. And to book tickets, pop along to their website, weymouthpavilion.com, or give the box office a ring on 01305 783 225. The Noth Fort, 30th of November to 1st of December, Christmas Elf Extravaganza. 7th and 8th of December, the Steampunk Christmas Market. And 14th of December, Victorian Christmas at the Noth Fort. More information on those and other events coming up at the Noth Fort on nothfort.org.uk. Now, if you fancy an early carol service, tomorrow 3 p.m. at St Mary's Church, Edward Road in Dorchester, there is an Advent carol concert by the Occasional Singers. The singers will perform a programme of Advent music dating back from 1607 right through to the present day. There'll be a retiring collection, and that will be in aid of Dorchester Poverty Action. So that's tomorrow, 24th of November, 3 p.m. at St Mary's Church in Dorchester. Also coming up this week, the RSPB in Dorchester have a travel talk. There'll be an illustrated travel talk at the South Dorset RSPB, who'll be meeting at the Quiet Space at Poundbury this Thursday, the 28th of November, at 7:30. Now, I'm told the Quiet Space is located just behind the Garden Centre in Poundbury. The talk this week is on the east coast of Australia, starting from the most northern point and finishing at 12 Apostles in the far south. Cost is £3 for RSPB members and £4 for non-members, and the admission includes a cup of tea or coffee. Starting today and running through to Christmas Eve is the festive Polar Express on the Swanage Railway. We've mentioned this a couple of times. It's a fully themed late afternoon and evening experience, each trip lasting an hour to an hour and a half. And on board each train there'll be actors appearing as characters from the book and film The Polar Express. There'll be singing, dancing and interaction with the customers, and all customers will receive a cup of hot chocolate and a cookie during their journey. You can get your tickets and see availability on the Swanage Railway website. Just search for Swanage Railway. So it lasts about 1 hour and 30 minutes. News this week from Arts Reach. We're going to talk about Alvarada, a Faz Tempo, who are basically an award-winning quintet. Alvarado are the UK's leading performers of coro, a rich and uplifting style of instrumental music from Rio de Janeiro. Alvarado unites top musicians from London and Brazil, whose diverse backgrounds in jazz, classical and Brazilian music lend the group an unique edge. Expect a vibrant, uplifting evening as the vibrant quintet return to Dorset for 3 nights. Thursday the 28th of November, 7:30 at Wootton Fitzpaine. Friday the 29th of November, 7:30 at the Mowlem in Swanage. And Saturday 30th of November, 7:30 at Nether Compton. If you search for Arts Reach and pop onto their website, then you will see all the details of that, be able to book tickets and all the other events that Arts Reach have got coming up in the weeks ahead. Now, big event next Sunday here in Wyke, Regis. It is the Wyke Christmas Street Fair. I'm dreaming of a Wyke Christmas. Starts just before 12 noon in the square in Wyke, Regis, and the top end of the village will be all shut off and runs through to about 4:30. Traditional Christmas market with entertainment, lots and lots of stalls, opportunities to buy some Christmas presents, food, draws, all sorts of things. Hopefully it will be a dry and not too cold afternoon. Many of the stalls are supporting local charities like the Scouts and Chesil Sailability and those sorts of things. So do pop along, enjoy a nice afternoon. There is entertainment throughout the afternoon and support local charities and start to get that feeling of Christmas here in Wyke Regis. And finally, this evening to say church services tomorrow in Wyke Regis and close by. 8 o'clock communion service at All Saints Church, 9:30 communion service at All Saints Church, and 11 o'clock the service at St Edmund's Church Lanehouse. So what else we got for you? Tonight we've got our usual Saturday evening quiz live at 7:30. Streams going live about 7:20, so you can find us and make yourself comfortable for a prompt 7:30 start. Our Saturday evening quiz, as ever, is free. It's family friendly and it's available for anyone in the community of Wyke Regis or beyond to join us for a Saturday evening quiz. That brings us to the end of this week's programme. If you've got any news or events for us or anything about things in the run-up to Christmas, do drop us a line. Our usual email address, news@wykeregis.tv. We would love to hear from you. And other than that, all I say is have a good weekend. Stay tucked up in the dry and warm this weekend. And I hope it's not too bad for you and things improve as the week ahead goes. And I look forward to being back with you next Saturday at 6 o'clock. Good night.